If you clicked on this video because of the title, then this video is definitely for you. Be honest, how many of these 100x coins videos have you watched so far? And let me guess, you're still waiting for that 100x coin, right? So you might think that you don't need this, but trust me, this video will both save you and make you more money than all these 100x videos combined together. So stay tuned. Hello everyone, I'm Željko and welcome to Crypto Grid channel. So nowadays everybody is looking for that 100x coin that they will buy, for example, today and sell with 100x profits or something similar in a half year, 2 years, or whenever they think that the current market cycle will actually end. And there are so many problems when you think about it. Firstly, if you look at like what is happening in the markets, we have meme coin season, now we have some legacy coins season, and one of the things that this is showing, especially in a gaming market, is that people have no clue about the games. If you look at legacy gaming coins, some of them they have a good adoption, large number of players, they're actually doing really well things, but so many others that are actually succeeding as a coins in a crypto market are like not performing the best. They don't have audiences, they're not working on product development, they have so many backholders from the previous cycles that they have unsustainable tokenomics, and there are so many issues with many of these coins, and people are buying them just because they see them as a blue chip coins, just because they are higher market cap than the other newer ones that actually have already well developed games that are actually acquiring some players, doing a marketing, have a clear roadmap and doing a lot of good things. And just this fact shows me how people have no clue about the gaming market and even probably about overall crypto market in general. From the other side, you have market makers that are hired by a lot of projects. You have some very sophisticated players that know all these things, plus they are checking social activity, they are looking at the number of players, on-chain data, how fun is the game, and many other factors. And these two things combined leads to the fact that you as a retail investors have smaller odds of actually hitting that project. So what should you do? Well, it's what I'm always mentioning to people. I think that opportunity in a gaming space lays actually in a hitting which game will manage to acquire players. Infrastructure plays, obviously. For example, I watched the conference from Manila where some people from different chains were present there, and you can see their vision on how they think they can grow their chain and the games there, and you can see which ones are going for the quantity, which ones are going for the quality, how many people are actually interested in these games, and that's the route to go. I can see when people on YouTube like longing and shorting gaming coins, even though they never played the game, that they don't know how the in-game economy works, and I think it's one of the crucial things. Let's say if you have some play turn model within the game, you need to know how many tokens are they distributing daily, for how long does this happens, like do you need to bridge assets, can you sell them immediately, does people use these assets to buy other things in the game, or they are just trying to farm and then sell out? Are people playing these games because of the rewards, or they're playing these games because they actually like them? And in a Web3 space, unfortunately, it's one of the things that we need to think about consistently, because there are so many people that are just trying to extract as much value as possible. That's the reason why we have so many bots in a gaming niche, and why, even despite the fact that so many people speak about how we're gonna have a gaming bull run, this is actually not happening. Instead, we have player to airdrop campaigns, because like it's easy way to acquire new players, but how many of these players actually keep playing the games after these campaigns? That's always the question. All of this actually lead us to the situation where we have so many people waiting for the altcoin season and speaking so much about it when Bitcoin dominance drops from like 61 to 58%, which is like 4% drop. And we have Bitcoin dominance increasing since like September 2022 without any larger pullback than maybe like 4 or 5% as we have currently. When somebody mentions gaming to me, maybe since I am a boomer now in comparison to majority of the people that are playing the games currently, Blizzard always comes to my mind, and like the first games that they released, like they were like super original and like very unique concept. For example, if you remember like both Warcraft, if you remember Starcraft, Diablo, these were all games that are played when I was super young, and these games are still present in the market. While in a Web3 game, I can see a lot of copycats, I can see a lot of games that are like trying to follow the trends. Okay, like base chain is bullish, let's bridge to base. They are like, oh, Telegram is becoming popular, let's create something on a Telegram. And I think that's not a way to go. Somebody on the conference that I mentioned said how, in comparison to the amount of money that is invested in a Web3 gaming, we are not there yet. And unfortunately, I must agree to it. And I think that there is a lot of players that are dishonest in terms of how they are looking to make the best possible game, and it's on you to recognize that. If you're not able to recognize that, you should avoid gaming space completely, in my opinion, because it's highly likely that you won't be able to read the real messages besides the one that you're reading on a Discord. Nobody will say, we're here to milk our players as much as possible and to take their money as much as possible. Obviously, everybody will present like as they are trying their best, which I don't think is the case, especially in the last year since I deep dive more into the gaming niche. So the main point is, look if the game is fun, if it's sustainably fun, is it something that you would play for the next half year or a year? Look if the tokenomics is sustainable, if they are like giving away like large amount of money to top 10,000 players. Obviously, that's probably the reason why a lot of people are actually playing the game, or they're rewarding just maybe the top people in the community. Look if they're consistently releasing new stuff that makes you to be uncompetitive in a game if you're not investing a large amount of money. Look if you have 20 minutes queue time, that obviously means that there is not a lot of people playing the game. Look if they're paying huge amount of money to influencers because they're not able to retain people and acquire new audiences based on recommendations and things like that. Look if the community is actually helpful, if they care about the game. Maybe hop on some Discord call. That's a good way to hear insights directly from the people that are maybe in a game longer than you are, and see if the game is developing or it's in a stagnation again for a longer period of time. And yeah, I know there is a lot of things that I mentioned here. There is a lot of things that you need to be careful of. But in my opinion, especially if you're looking to invest your money and you want to get that 100x, you need to analyze projects seriously and obviously to not see these red flags that I mentioned. And often the best way to earn money through gaming is actually by playing these games. Often it will require you to buy some NFTs, which you will repay within a month, 2, 3, 5. And like when you're playing the game, you will obviously have deeper insight. You will see like if the price of these NFTs is going up or down. You will follow the token price, which will probably be gaining weekly, monthly. You will be aware of the inflation that is happening in the game. You will see if you're playing consistently against the same people or the number of people is expanding. So like by just usually smaller initial investment, you will gain some return on it. and you will get insane insight of the game, which will allow you to make further decision if you should invest more or if you are not interested in this at all. And trust me, in few cases, some of the things looked super awesome to me initially, but after I spent some time in the game, I realized that it has some of the red flags that I mentioned. This is why I was even mentioning it. So I'm looking forward to hear which games are you most bullish on. Please write in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Stay strong and healthy. See ya.